eliminate State Route 88. I had a question about item number 5. Oh, I'm sorry, number 8. It's the establishment of the storage rate resolution of 2021. I did see from one of my right to knows that you had a storage resolution in 2020. Is that this one? Because I'm not aware of a storage rate resolution for 2021.
Jamie, would you like to answer Mr. Craven?
The purpose of this rate resolution with the overlook sewer system coming online and we begin billing those customers, we needed to have a rate resolution passed for that purpose.
So is it the one from like May 27th in 2020? Is it that resolution?
This is a brand new rate resolution in particular because we have a different number of customers across the sewer service area, so it's just an update to that calculation, and the resolution has to be passed in order for the township to begin billing those customers. We're going to be receiving South Park's bills for sewage here starting in June. It's just a necessary thing.
I saw one in 2020 dealing with the overlook storage project that has a per EDU of $62 plus $10 gallons over 4,200. The same one as.
So very similar to that. We had to pass certain documents for the Penvest loan at the beginning. Penvest wants to make sure that the township is in fact going to pay the Penvest loan back, and in order to do so that you've got the framework in place to bill customers. Well, now that the project is done, we have final numbers, etc., we're ready to begin billing. This would be, I guess you could go an update to that, so it will supersede that resolution.
Okay, because this resolution doesn't say it's just for overlook. It looks like it's for the entire community, but at the bottom of it, it says it's for Independence Township Board of Supervisors passed it, so I just didn't know if it was that, because this one here looks like the entire community is about to get an addition of $62 a month on their storage bill.
If you're looking at a resolution from 2020,
it just they never did anything with it?
That's not this one, no. If there was a typo in that resolution, it sounds like there was, it's neither here nor there. This is so that the overlook sewer customers can go active.
Okay. The other question I had is, or comment I had was about item number 5 on the agenda, which is the Q&A properties rezoning. So I just wanted to reiterate that it was stated that that was not considered to be spot zoning because of the rezoning of the property of the Paliati property, which is the Union Gardens property. But in my right to know, dated 12/20/2020, I asked for all the transcripts and agendas and transcripts of any hearings held by the Board of Supervisors and the advertisements for such. Although the meeting minutes of May 27th says you had a hearing that day at 4 o'clock, I didn't get any advertisements for any hearing on May 27th, nor did I get any transcripts for any hearings on May 27th. So I want to know if there was a hearing about the Paliatis, if this reference in the meeting minutes is that hearing, because it doesn't say what the hearing was for at 4 o'clock that day. But I want to know if there was a hearing for the Union Gardens property or the other properties that were added to the agenda that day.
Yes, there was a hearing.
There was a hearing, so there was no advertisement for the hearing or no transcripts?
I'm sorry, excuse me 1 second.
And yes, there was public notice and advertising, we have proof of publication. And the law, that was in the middle of the initial wave of the pandemic where everybody was scrambling on how they were going to conduct public meetings. We were all subject to an emergency order from the governor, and the law does not require that there be a transcript driver. So there's no transcript. There was a hearing. Mr. Kearney of my office was the hearing officer. He prepared all the notes, identified all the exhibits, and did the decision with the findings of fact and the conclusions.
So I just didn't get provided the advertisement for the hearing?
That's going to be forthcoming. Yeah, we're putting everything together to respond.
So it wasn't transcribed that day?
It was not transcribed.
And as far as I've been provided, it wasn't advertised that day?
It was absolutely advertised.
Okay, because I did have a right to know for all advertisements.
$663 on the advertisement.
Of that hearing that day?
Of that hearing notice, correct.
Because I did see that you did a bunch of resolutions that day, but I did get all of the other advertisements for the year 2020, and that wasn't one of them,
Yeah.
so.
Now, I have the proof of publication, I have the actual, public notice, and I have the bill that was paid.
Okay, so as far as the pandemic and everybody scrambling around, the sunshine law has always been in full effect, regardless of the pandemic, regardless of the scrambling around. And if it couldn't be done with the public there, then it probably could have waited.